Jai Gurudev children. Today we are going to study about the meiosis. So when a cell has to undergo meiosis cell division, first they will complete the interphase. After that they enter in the M phase. And in meiosis the cell division undergo twice the division, that is the meiosis 1 and meiosis 2. So after meiosis 1, two cells are formed. Again those two cells undergo meiosis 2 and form 4 cells. And here one more thing you have to remember is that in meiosis the number of chromosome it gets reduced to half. So that's why sometimes the meiosis it is also known as reduction division. And this reduction division it plays an important role because it helps in maintaining the number of chromosome constant in a particular species. Now just to explain that, here I am going to show you with the help of an example. So here you just go through. I have taken the example of human being. I have taken the example of human being. So you just see here, first I have explained that meiosis it has two division, meiosis 1 and meiosis 2. In meiosis 1, that single cell it is divided into two cells. But you just see here initially they were having twice n number of chromosome which get reduced to n. That means it becomes half. But again these two cells undergo meiosis 2 cell division and form 4 cells. Each of them they are having the n numbers of chromosome. So that means what? At the end of meiosis division 4 cells are formed. 4 cells which actually the gametes which are formed through the meiosis cell division in both male and the female. So these two are the symbol. This symbol to indicate male and the symbol to indicate the female. So the gametes are formed only through the meiosis cell division. And here one more thing you all should remember, that this division it takes place only in sexually reproducing organism for the formations of gametes. And already I have said that it is also known as reduction division, and that helps in maintaining the number of chromosome in a particular species. Because children, you all know that a tiger always give birth to a tiger, not to some other organism, or human always give birth to a human being. Why? Because at the end, the zygote when it is formed, it contains the same number of chromosome. So now why this division is called the reduction division? Here you just see. I have taken the example of human being. So in human being, each cell has 46 chromosome or 23 pairs of chromosome. And we also know they undergo sexual reproduction. So that means what? The zygote is formed by the fusion of male and female gamete. So when we talk gamete means what? Those are also germ cell. Now if the germ cells are having 46 chromosome, then after fertilization they will have 92. That means 46 plus 46 it will give you 92. That means the zygote cell will have 92, which then again when it undergo mitosis cell division, all the cell will have 92. But we know that 92 chromosome number is not found in human being. So if it has to have this 92 chromosome, that means what? It will not give human being, and it will give rise to some other individual. But we know that human always give rise to a human. So how is it possible? So actually what happened, when the gametes are formed, gametes means through the meiosis cell division, when the gametes are formed, the gamete cell, their number of chromosome from the original number, it get reduced to half. So that's why initially if they were having 46, now after the gamete formation it will have 23 chromosome, both in case of male and female. And then when fertilization takes place, ultimately 46. So that means what? All the cells later on will have 46, and that means what? They will give rise to a human being. So that's why it is said that meiosis helps in maintaining the number of chromosome in a particular species, and that is because of the reduction division. So this process is impossible. It doesn't take place. It takes place through this, and that means the formation of this 23 is because of the meiosis cell division. So this thing you have to remember. So now let us talk how the process takes place in the meiosis. That means what happened in meiosis 1 and what happens in meiosis 2. Now one thing you all should remember, that whether it is meiosis 1 or meiosis 2, first the changes will take place in the nucleus, that is known as karyokinesis. After that in the cytoplasm, which is known as cytokinesis. So how the whole process takes place, first in short I will show you one chart, so through which I will try to explain what happened in it. So you just see meiosis 1. First in the meiosis 1 will take place. First the karyokinesis. So in karyokinesis, what? Again it is divided into 4 phases, that is prophase 1, metaphase 1, anaphase 1 and telophase 1. So after completing telophase 1, it will enter into the next phase, that is the cytokinesis. And after cytokinesis, 2 cells are formed where they are having half the number of chromosomes. So you just see here, this single cell, it is divided into 2 cells. But this 2 cell which form directly, it will not enter into meiosis 2. So this 2 cell also will enter in a non-dividing phase, which is known as the interkinesis. But we know that non-dividing phase, when a cell entered, that is known as interphase. But here it is known as interkinesis. Why? Because in it this S phase is absent. So gradually you will come to know why this S phase is absent. I am going to explain. Now first just you go through the various terms which you will come across when we will study about this process. I will explain gradually. Now after it has entered interkinesis, the 2 cell will enter into the meiosis 2. So in meiosis 2, first again it will enter karyokinesis. So there again prophase 2, metaphase 2, anaphase 2 and the telophase 2. After that it will enter into cytokinesis, and ultimately 4 cells are formed, each having n numbers of chromosomes. That means after completing the whole meiosis process, 4 gametes are formed, each will have half the numbers of chromosomes. So in this way the whole meiosis process gets completed. So now let us study step by step what happened in each of this phase. Now first let us discuss about the meiosis 1. So in meiosis 1, already I have mentioned, first the changes will take place in the nucleus, which is known as karyokinesis, and there the first stage is the prophase 1. But the prophase 1 in case of meiosis is much longer. It takes much longer time, because in this phase many changes occur in the chromosome. So according to the changes or the modification which occurs in the chromosome, again the prophase 1, it is divided into 5 stages. So those are your lactotin, zygotin, pectitin, diplotin and dikinesis. So now today I am going to explain why each of them are termed differently. So just with rough diagram I will show you. You just see. So first M1 means meiosis 1, and third karyokinesis. I will give you the PDF, then it will be clear if some parts not distinct. Then the prophase 1, it enters 5 stage. It has 5 stage. First stage is the lactotin. So in lactotin what happened? The chromatin material gets converted to some distinct structures which are known as chromosome. So these are the chromosome. So here 4 chromosome I have shown, but with 2 different colors. So why I have used, gradually you will come to know. But here you just see, while explaining the mitosis, I have said that the chromosome structures become distinct, and when we talk chromosome, that means it has 2 chromatids. Now here also they are having 2 chromatids, but these 2 chromatids remain intact in the meiosis. So that's why the single chromosome, it seems as if they are having 1 chromatid, but it is having 2. So this thing you have to know the difference, what the difference you will get between the mitosis and meiosis. So here just to explain, I am using 4 chromosome. Then so that means what? In the lactotin stage, chromosome structure become distinct. Then the next phase is the zygoting. So here what happened? One important phenomenon takes place, that is known as synapsis. And synapsis means what? Pairing of similar type of chromosome. Now you just see, I have said that I have used 2 color. Green and blue color I have used. Now you just imagine that green color, they are having similarities. So that means what? The green color and the blue color will form one group. That means the pairing takes place. You just see. So this pairing of the homologous chromosome takes place, which is known as synapsis. Now, and this setup, it is also known by another term which is known as synaptonymal complex. So synaptonymal complex, it's nothing, the structure which, or the complex structure which we will get after the pairing of homologous chromosome. But if you go through your book, along with it you will come across 2 terms, bivalent and tetrad. Now bivalent means what? Bi means 2, and I have said that in meiosis, although they are having 2 chromatids, initially they remain joined or intact. It seems as if they are having only one chromatid. So if you see this pair, it seems as if 2 they are having. So that's why it is said to be bivalent. But when the chromatids, it's spread out, it will take like this structure, and we can differentiate all the 4 thread-like structures, and in that case it is known as tetrad. So that's why when you go through your book, you will come across these terms. They form synaptonymal complex, which has been originated either from the due to bivalent or tetrad. Now although these 2 terms are given, bivalent is prominent in the zygotin stage, but the tetrad structure will be more visible in the 3rd stage. So the 3rd stage is the Peckytine stage. So 3rd stage is the Peckytine stage. You just see a little bit. So here you see, now the chromatids has been splitted out. You can see all the 4 chromatids. Now in the Peckytine, here another you can say another phenomenon takes place, or process takes place, which is known as the crossing over. Now crossing over means what? As the chromatids have spread out at a particular point in 2 homologous chromosome, they meet between 2 chromatids of 2 homologous chromosome. They meet in the form of X-shaped structure, which is known as chiasmatum. So when they are joined in this pattern, it is said that in them the crossing over has started. And crossing over means what? The point where they have come in contact. Here the exchange of the genetic material takes place. So crossing over starts in the Pectine stage. And one more thing just I want to tell related to crossing over. So crossing over is one of the factor responsible for the evolution. So gradually later on we will study about those things. So just you remember, so in Pectine stage the crossing over start at a particular point, and that point it take the shape of S, which is known as chiasmata. But one thing children, you have to remember, crossing over, no doubt it has started in the Pectine stage, but it is not completed there. So then after the Pectine stage, the next phase is the Diplotin stage. So in Diplotin stage, what happened? The homologous chromosome, they try to separate from one another, they try to repel. So but although they try to separate, they remain intact in this chiasmata, the point where the crossing over have started. So that means what? The distance between the two chromosomes have increased. If you compare this structure with the structure in the Pectine, but still they remain intact in this particular point. So that indicate, that means the crossing over is going on even in the Diplotin stage. Only they have little bit moved away from one another. The distance had increased. So after that, the next phase is the dikinesis. So in dikinesis, what happened? The crossing over gets completed. Now if you see the diagram, you just see the point where they were meeting or where they joined, that there the breakage had taken place. Here it breaks. After that they are rejoined, but when they are joined, they are not rejoined in the original pattern. Here the exchange of the genetic material has taken place. Genetic material means what? We know that genes are located within the chromosome. Here it has broken. When it is broken, after that when they are rejoined, part of this chromosome have joined here and part of this chromosome, that means the chromatid, had joined here. So you just see this portion is completely shaded, the rest only the outline I have shown with green color. And if you see this particular chromosome, this part only the outline, but the rest completely it is colored. So that shows that new part they are joined in a new pattern. So once when they are joined in a new pattern means what? In them the exchange of the genetic material has taken place between these two chromosomes. And here what happened in dikinesis, the whole crossing over gets completed and are rejoined in a new pattern. So that's why sometimes even the crossing over, again another term is used, that is the recombination process. So recombination means they are rejoined in a new pattern. So that means in the prophase now you have seen, again prophase 1, it has been divided into 5 stages because in each stages many changes or modification had taken place in the chromosome. So accordingly it has been classified as Laptotin. Laptotin means what? There the chromosome structure had become distinct. Then the Diplotin stage where the synapsis has taken place, that means the pairing of homologous chromosome. Then the Pectine stage where the crossing over starts. Then the Diplotin stage where the two homologous chromosomes try to separate, but they are intact at the point which is known as chiasmata. And the whole crossing over process gets completed in the last phase, that is the dikinesis. So after that we can easily see, means in the diagram I have shown how the exchange had taken place. Now along with it in the dikinesis some other thing too takes place. Means what? Those are common. You have studied in the mitosis also that in prophase the disappearance of nuclear membrane, nucleolus takes place. So same thing happen even in the meiosis 1 too. Meiosis 1 in the prophase 1. So along with these changes, when the time they have reached the dikinesis state, the nucleolus disappear totally and the nuclear envelope or the nuclear membrane to disappear. And now the chromosome remains scattered within the cytoplasm. And you can't differentiate which part is nucleoplasm or which part is cytoplasm. So this much change occur in the prophase 1. As many modification takes place, the time requirement in prophase 1 is much more compared to the time required in the prophase in case of mitosis cell division. So soon after completing the prophase 1, the next stage, or you can say the next phase the cell will enter, it will be the metaphase. So those things in the next class we are going to study. So now just you go through what is meant by crossing over, what is synapses, what is synaptonymal complex, and the diagram also you all have to practice. So if you know the diagram properly, easily you can explain the whole process. So again in the next class we will do, so then I think it will be more clear. So for today this much. Thank you. Jai Gurudev.